Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairymuppet. Welcome back to Factorio Space Age. So, yeah, it's been a little bit, it's only been like a day and a half. I've been playing a lot. I took a day off work today and I've played pretty much non-stop. So, we have made quite a lot of progress and we're probably about 90% of the way to getting to space. But in terms of the rest of the stuff that we're doing on the home planet, there's really not much. As you can see, we've got all 6 signs coming through. The purple is a little bit shoddy. These guys are actually slowing down a little bit. The rate that we are producing signs is 120 SPM, so 2 signs per second, which I think these guys are still producing it at. Power seems to be fairly stable. We're actually surprisingly not using that much, considering that we're doing 2 SPM on the first 6 science packs. But yeah, so previously our base kind of ended here, and now our base is this big. It's huge. We got train inputs, we got a whole bunch of smelting, we got problems over here. What's going on over here? I should have checked this. Okay. Our copper mine is in trouble. It's 2.3 million, which is a decent amount, but it's obviously the amount of miners I've got in it is not enough. And this train is struggling. I swear it was working before I started commenting on this video, but we've got to get another copper mine going up, and we've got to get another station. This guy's filling up. Let's have a look, because we've got 2 copper trains incoming. So this one is our main base one, and then this one is our green circuit one. So the green circuit one just unloaded. Okay, let me take a step back. I'm going to stop debugging the base, and I'm going to start giving you a base tour. And we'll start with the trains, because the trains are the interesting bit. Actually, I'll start with the smelters. So, yeah, okay. We've got a couple of big old steel ones here. Then we've got a little stone brick. Then we got 4 iron lanes and 4 copper lanes. This is for our main base, and we're using obviously the steel furnaces and red belts everywhere. We've upgraded. Then after that, I've got 6 more lanes for copper and 4 lanes for iron. And oh, it's very dark, isn't it? And I haven't got lamps on. This is not good. I should have timed that better. Okay. Hold on a sec. Let me see if I can make some night vision goggles. I was planning on doing it so that I was doing it a day, but I clearly forgot. Okay. We got some armor with some space in it. Oh god, I'm crafting red circuits. Oh, bloody crafting red circuits. Okay, let's get away with this. Let's put on some night vision. Hopefully, I haven't actually tried the night vision in this game yet. Hopefully it doesn't look too dog, because it did look a little bit funky. Oh, that looks beautiful. It's got a very red tinge to it, but yeah, that's beautiful. So 6 copper, 4 iron, and that gives us 4 fill belts of green when we've got enough copper. And that is our basic smelting. And then we go on a bus, 4 iron, 4 copper, 4 green. I had a little green setup over here before, but I fully expanded it before I went onto blue circuits, because you kind of have to when you go for blue circuits. They just take up so much green, it's not even funny. And then we've got our stock standard red circuit set up. We've got a mole. This is actually a self-built mole. This is not a plan. I built it myself, taking heavy inspiration from previous ones, but you can see it's very spaced out. There's lots of free space everywhere. There's lots of stuff missing. So this is definitely a self-made mole, because I just felt like I haven't used a single blueprint, external blueprint in this game. It's all self-built. More red circuits, goes all the way out to here, because you need so many red circuits, it's not even funny. Blue science, military science, nice little coal base mining in there. Engines, electric engines, batteries, blah blah blah, purple science, flying robot frames there, and low density, and there's my yellow signs. So I've got roboports everywhere. I've got a robot presence. So robots build stuff for me. Robots supply my inventory. I'm at that stage of the game. It's a pretty good stage to be in. Yeah. And then we'll have a quick look at the trains and the train outposts. Because the trains are very interesting. There's been some changes in the game. What's going on here? You're asleep. Okay, you're trying to go to the unload station, but the unload station has a limit of 1, and the other train's obviously there, so that's why you're asleep. This guy's asleep as well. So I've got 2 iron trains and 2 copper trains. And let me go into a little bit more detail, because there's some very interesting stuff that's happened. So you've got, first of all, you've got the schedule, like normal. Go to load, full cargo, go to the unload, empty cargo, that's fine. This is part of a group called copper ore. So basically, whenever you create a new train, you just assign it to copper ore and it'll automatically get this schedule. It'll just automatically get it. And if I change this, it'll change it for every train in the copper ore group, which is awesome. Now, this station over here is called copper ore unload. And this station over here is also called copper ore unload. And they have train limits of 1. So I don't need to build a waiting bay over here because only 1 train will ever go over there. So I got 2 copper ore unload stations. I got 2 copper ore trains. So if I've got enough copper ore, then that shouldn't be there. If I got enough copper ore, then you'll just have the trains sitting in there waiting to unload. And didn't mean to do that. And if we go over here, I've actually updated these chests to block out most of them so it doesn't just dump a ton of stuff in there. So yeah, basic unload, basic load, that sort of thing. Now, we've also been messing around with interrupts. Now, interrupts, basically, I haven't figured out exactly when the interrupts trigger, but they definitely trigger when the train is in mid-motion and when it's leaving the station. If it's in the middle of unloading or the middle of loading, it won't stop loading or unloading. It won't stop what it's doing in the middle of a station when an interrupt hits. And the only interrupt I've got is low fuel, and it doesn't use fuel when it's in the station. So I'm not sure if an interrupt would actually work, would happen there anyway. Maybe it would, but we can see here. It's going to wait till it's full. I could update this to use red belts. That will probably help a little bit. But then again, there's not that much of these guys being stalled. And I got a decent amount of mining productivity, actually. It's at 50%, which at this stage of the game is very nice. Yeah, it's very decent. But yeah, this mine is just, for the base this size, doing 120 SPM. This is the only copper mine I've got, and it's obviously just not doing enough. But anyway, onto this interrupt. So this is an interrupt called fuel low. You can create an interrupt, and then this interrupt is used by every single train in the network. And if I change this number, like for example, right now it's 50, I can change it to 40, and then I can go to my stone train, and I can look at the fuel low, and we can see it's changed to 40. And we'll change that back to 50, and save it. And then we go back over to our copper train. And we can see it's changed it to 50. So this is... I haven't got into that. But this is basically a shared fuel low thing. And the good thing about this is when you create a new train, even if it's a new route that you never set up before, you can just add fuel low. You just select fuel low from the interrupt, and it'll just get the same interrupt that every other train does. So this is basically when its fuel is less than 50. Right now its fuel is 93. When its fuel is less than 50, it'll go to the refuel station and it'll wait until it's refueled. And my refuel station is just down here. It's basically just bit of copper that I spun off and I put in the locomotive. Now this is interesting. I haven't run into this before, but this is a copper ore. So it's trying to go to the copper ore load station, but it can't go there because there's another one already loading, which is fine. But now it's blocking up the refuel station. Now the refuel station has a train limit of 1, so that's fine. We're not going to have anybody blocking up. But this is an interesting situation. So perhaps there needs to be a waiting bay somewhere, And I think I'd like to have a waiting bay because then it's a little bit more like the LTN mod, the logistics train mod. And especially, you know, if you've got like, if you have like a train in here that's unloaded and it waiting to go to the load station, but it can't go there because it's full. And then, you know, something like that. Yeah, so I have to think of a way to do a waiting station. I don't know how to do it at the moment. This is a little bit weird. I got a stone outpost over there that I'm still slowly finishing off, and I'm sort of merging it in here. I had this one going for a while, but it wasn't enough, so I had to get a full station up and running. So yeah, that's where all the trains unload, and this is just stock standard stuff. I'm still using steam power. I'll get onto that in a second. But yeah, stock standard going through. Not really much to talk about here. If you've got any specific questions, by all means let me know. But yeah, that's the main thing with the trains, is the loading and the unloading and the interrupts. The interrupts are very cool. We looked at a bit of a station before, but it's pretty much just copper ore load. It's got 2 trains with this stop. Train limit of 1. We could set this one to a train limit of 2. And then the other train would go up here and just sit there. That's probably not a bad idea, actually. The only reason I wouldn't want to do that is because when I have a second copper load station, I don't want a train to go here and then sit and wait while this one is loading when there's another station it could be going to. So yeah. I'll think about that. And yeah. In the future, I might do some advanced stuff. Like I might wire up all these chests to the train. And what you can do is you can actually hook a wire to the train stop and then set the train limit based on a condition. So say this train is 8K. So it takes 8,000 ore. So you add up all of these and then you divide whatever the number of ore is by 8,000. And then you set that to the train limit. So if you've got 24,000 ore waiting, then you can set the train limit to 3. And you get 3 trains coming in to all get loaded up. That's a really nice system. And you could probably do something similar with the unloading. You could say, okay, I want to have 40,000 ore sitting in these chests. There's only 16,000. I'm missing 24,000. Is my train limit of 3. But then you have to have a waiting bay, which I'm not sure I like. I'm getting close to the point where I may want to have trains sort of coming in, like multiple trains for the same stop, so they can just vroom, 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 vroom. But I'm not there yet. And I think I think my main problem is the mines at the moment. So yeah, that's definitely a slowdown at the moment. It's not great. One thing I will mention, and we'll actually go down and take a walk so we can talk about it because it's quite interesting. Oh, my green circuits. That's going to shut down green science. What am I currently researching? A bunch of random stuff. I'm just going through the yellow science stuff at the moment. I haven't researched all of it, but I've done some. Check this out. You look on the thing on the side, it says productivity plus 10% on a steel furnace. The next one, no productivity. This one, productivity. So steel bars, specifically steel plates have their own unique productivity research, which is awesome. Steel plate productivity. I only got one level of it and it gives me 10%, but you can do this infinitely. And you might be thinking, and I was thinking this as well, you get up to level 3 and you then it goes on to, you start needing yellow, and then you start needing white, and then you start needing volcanoes planet stuff. I don't think that's how it works. See, I'm going to clear away these, and then I'm going to enqueue this. I can get all the way up to 7, and it still just uses the purple. It's starting to use 25k of it, which is nuts, but it's still just using the purple. And mining productivity is the same. I've already got that up to level 5, which is why I got 50% mining productivity. Get all the way up to level 11, still you're just using the purple. So if there's a cutover for that stuff, I am not aware of it. I have no idea. I'm going to queue these ones up because these are the ones that I want to get. But yeah, so we've basically got 2 levels of infinite research already there. Steel productivity and mining productivity. And potentially, I don't know, where's my robot speed gone? I got a few levels of robot speed. Okay, all right, so that's not the same. So level 7 does have to go up to electromagnetic science pack. So that's not a freebie. I was hoping for a second it would be a freebie, but it is pretty good. So let's talk about tech for a second. So I've got yellow. I'm happy with yellow. And we got to get white. White takes ice and carbon. Pretty sure you get them from a space platform, for what I looked like. So a space platform will be required to get the white signs. So white signs will probably be where we are next time, or on the realm of getting it next time. I'll probably, next episode, I'll probably be showing off my space platform, or being on the verge of sending one off. But what we want at the moment, what our focus is to finish off this planet. It's got all the science, but to finish it off, I want to get this portable fission reactor. So this is for my armor to give me it's basically like the old fusion reactor. There is a fusion reactor, but it's all the way down here. It requires cryogenic science pack, and it's basically just a 4x4 with more power. But this one, I feel good about. I'm hoping it doesn't require fuel, because I know some modded reactors require fuel. So I'm hoping this one doesn't require constant uranium fuel cells. I have a feeling it doesn't. I have a feeling that's just straight up. But yeah, I'll get this. And there's a next level of power armor that I haven't got yet. This level, which I can get with yellow. So I'll get that. I'll get a couple of fuel reactors. I'll get some legs, because, yeah, this is my pack at the moment. It's all solar panels and batteries. And this is fairly solid. I had a 5x5 before and it was painful, but it's fairly solid. But I could put some legs in here, but there's not really room. So I want to get that extra power armor, get some fission reactors, get some legs, and that'll be good. And yeah, I can't get, there's some things that I just can't get, like Roboport Mark II, or Personal Roboport. Yeah, Personal Roboport Mark II requires electromagnet. That's that lightning planet. So it looks like a lot of the robotic stuff is the lightning planet. There is some, let's focus on some of the other research as well. Like this is logistics system. This is the big one. Requester chess. Just requires space science. I was worried it would require one of the planets. It looks like it just requires space science. So I think that's going to be huge. Once we get a space platform out there producing space science, this is going to be one of the first sciences we'll get, if not the first. And then we can start building like a proper mall on our home planet and really start producing pretty much everything. Because my current mall is a little bit and I've gotten sick of expanding it, so I'm not going to make it do everything, but I'll produce a proper mall once I get there. And then we get into weird territory with all of these things. And yeah, I don't know which planet I'm going to first. I kind of feel like the volcano one is probably the easier one, but I haven't looked at the tech and sort of decided. We can actually have a quick look here. Let's have a quick look here. Agriculture. This does belt stacking, which I'm a little bit intrigued about, but don't really need it. Not really planning about it. Nothing else I can see here that really sort of does anything for me. This is nice. Mech armor. I would like some mech armor. Roboport Mark II. Worker robot speed. Whoa, that's good stuff. Okay, so the electromagnetic planet I like. And then there's the volcano planet. Coal liquefaction actually would be good. Belts, turbo belts would be good. Low density structure productivity. Hello, yes, please. All right. putting cliff explosives, having to go to another planet to get cliff explosives is just cruel. I don't know if I told you, but the first time I played this, I played for 2 hours, and I started building the bus, and then I realized, oh crap, I forgot to turn cliffs off, so I restarted from scratch. It's 2 hours down the drain, but I do not regret it because, yeah, cliff explosives, having to wait to another planet, yeah. So, yeah, in terms of tech, the agricultural planet looks like, I've heard that's the hardest planet. I mean, plastic bar productivity, not too bad, but yeah, the rest of it, tool belt, this is not actually just straight inventory. This is actually a piece of equipment you put in your inventory to give you more, rocket capacity. Oh, that's how many of these you can put in a rocket. I thought for a sec this equipment gives you extra capacity in your rockets. That would be insane. Extra 10 inventory for a 3x1. I don't think that's worth it. I would just manage my inventory a little bit better rather than shoving that stuff in there. What it might be good for is transporting stuff between planets. Because if you're moving from one planet to another, rockets have terrible... I mean, if we look at this iron, rocket capacity 1,000. So if you're taking a rocket from one place to another and using rocket as transport, you may have a special bit of armor full of that inventory thingamy-bob equipment just to boost your equipment up to insane levels, and then you just store as much as you can and you jump on the rocket and whoosh, off you go. So it's kind of like a pack mule set of armor. But yeah, definitely not. So electromagnetic, looks like the electromagnetic science is good for robotic stuff. It's good for armor. It's good for your equipment grid. Ooh, processing unit productivity. We're going to have to get a lot of these, I think. And what was the other one? What was the other science? This one. This one is... yeah, it's got some belts. So it's kind of belts and coal liquefaction. That's the other one that I really wanted. Okay, let's talk about oil for a second. I'm not sure if this is just my map, but there is not a lot of crude on here. We got a little bit here and a little bit here, which I tapped right at the start. There's like 2 spots over here somewhere. I saw them before. There we go. They lost them. And then all the way down here, there's a nice little patch. That's it. On this whole area, which I did coverage for, I couldn't find any other crude oil. And coal liquefaction is on another planet. You got to go to another planet to unlock it. So, I mean, you can build a very nice base without going to space. It's a very nice place. But some of these things make you want to just go to space just to unlock it, just to be annoying. I like this coal liquefaction. Like, I would really like coal liquefaction because there's a decent amount of coal. 5 million out of there, 2.8. Not a lot up the top, but here's another 2.1. So if we had coal liquefaction, we wouldn't have to worry about it. I actually went over to this and I put beacons over here. It's actually sort of settled down a little bit. It's not quite as bad, but you can see I've really boosted up my oil. I've got all these refineries. I've got a whole bunch of chemical plants doing cracking. It's gotten better, but yeah, for a while after I started up yellow science, it was just really, really draining it badly. But yeah, it's in a pretty good place at the moment. Yeah, the red circuits were falling over. Everything's probably okay now because I'm out of green circuits, so half the base is probably shut down. Like this amazing red circuit production is not using that much plastic because green circuits fell off a hill. So as soon as I build another copper base, everything's going to speed up, and then oil is probably going to... Oil, it should be okay because I got the beacons on the pumps. But yeah. So yeah. But I have built up nice and high. I've got a very decent amount of low density, decent amount of blue circuits, and I haven't built any of these yet, but where's my rocket control parts. I'm not sure if they're here. I've definitely researched them yet. Have I? Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's in here. No, this is the actual space platform. Oh, here they are. Rocket part. So processing unit, low density structure, and rocket fuel. So those will be the three that we really want to be building a ton of, because those are the things that we need to build to send rockets off. And coincidentally, processing unit, low density structure, rocket fuel. If we have a look here, low density structure, productivity, and then processing unit, productivity. If we go here, rocket fuel productivity. So there you go. So those are probably, arguably, the three most important production items for space age, those three, to have in mass, to have in scale. And they've got productivity recipes on all the different planets. So you have to go to all three planets to get the productivity up to the same levels, which is kind of, it's all right. It's kind of all right. But yeah, so we'll have to pick. Obviously, rocket fuel will be the last one that we do, because I don't like that planet too much. But yeah, for now, we're building up a ton, and I like this base. I think this base is solid. I think it's got a little bit of problems. Steel is starting to fall down again. Steel is constantly a problem. I've got 2 full belts of iron going in here, but that of course only produces 2 belts of iron produces 0.4 belts of steel, which is decent, but then you start putting low density structures in and suddenly it's not as much as you thought it would be. So I think, okay, so let's talk about the plan. So I'm not sure about power requirements. Power is worrying me a little bit. We've got 187 megawatts. All we're doing at the moment is steam engines. Having said that, these water pumps do 1200 per second. Each of these guys takes 6 per second at full burn. So 1200 divided by 6 is like 200. So there used to be 10 boilers per pump. It is now way more than that. You can see I've added all these boilers all the way out to here. These guys are not having a problem. It still generates steam 60 per second, and this consumes 30 per second. So this 1-to-2 ratio is still correct, but you can have 200 boilers per pump. So yeah. And my coal is pretty good. My coal is very solid at the moment. The actual mine is looking a little bit thin. It's still got 2 million. I'm not sure what happened, but I feel like the mines are slower than they used to be. Because I'm looking at all of these mines and I'm thinking, why is there so little on the belt? Yeah, I don't know. It's just 0.5 per second. Is that common for all resources? Like, this one is doing okay. But this one's got a lot of miners. And this one's still yellow belts. I haven't upgraded this one to red belts yet. So that's why it's still okay. It's got more miners and it's got yellow belts. But then again, we can see here, these are yellow belts and these are doing crap. I don't understand. This one's doing okay. And these ones are doing crap. Maybe it was a slight... Maybe I don't think the mine slowed down. These are 0.75 per second. These are 0.75 per second. I don't know. This one seems okay, and this one just seems a little bit crappier. A lot of the mines have run out here, though. But I feel like, yeah, I feel like the mining speed has definitely gone down. Actually, we'll have a look here. There are big mining drills that have that's a mining speed of 2.5. But the thing is, it's got crafting surface conditions, pressure 4000 HPA. So you can only craft it on the volcano planet. I think that's the volcano planet. That's a huge mining area. That's a huge mining speed. Power use is probably pretty high. Not really. It's 300 instead of 90. I thought for a second when it said crafting surface conditions, it meant you could only place it on that planet, but I think you can actually place it anywhere. You can just only craft it there. And then only send 20 at a time on a rocket, which is very annoying. So, yeah, okay. So that's interesting because I would really love those miners. Because, yeah, the mining speed seems to have gone down the toilet. We don't even need the science for that. We get that before the science. Okay, so that puts another tip on the hat for Volcanus. Maybe Volcanus we can do first. What was the other one? Not Gleba, screw Gleba. What does this one give us? Recycling, holmium, electromagnetic plant. No, not much. I mean, robot stuff, yeah, robot speed, but that's like a nice to have. That extra miner looks sweet. The recycler looks okay, but we don't really have a use for it. We're not going down the quality route, so I don't think we really have to worry about it. Okay, this has been a 30-minute video. I've been talking for quite a long, and I was going to leave this to be a little... I like talking. I don't know why, I just like talking. But anyway, we're going to try and keep this video quicker. So anyway, we've talked about the trains, and that's pretty much the only new thing that I've sort of discovered. There's been a couple of other things that I can't really remember off the top of my head that are all pretty cool. We've been using robot building and stuff like that. Some of the animations are pretty cool. Like if we do an upgrade planner here, look at that little green thing that pops up. That's very cool. And another thing that's very cool, you put let's put a belt over here. You can see that's kind of a dull grey and that's kind of a light. So you can see dull grey. We move closer to it. It's like a dull blue. It becomes light blue. It becomes light blue when a robot is heading towards it. That is awesome because you can sort of watch in real time as all of the little dark blue things suddenly light up to be light blue, and you can sort of say, the robot is assigned to it, and nice. The little counter down here, it used to get stuck at 600. It's still not perfect. I selected this entire base, I think like this entire section, not including the mines, and it had 17,000 yellow belts at the time, and I upgraded them all to red belts, and it didn't display 100%. So most of the time it displayed around in the 3,000 level, and it wouldn't go above 3150 for a long time. It just sort of bounced up and down on the same number. So it's still not 100% perfect, but it's better. It's better. It's definitely no longer feels like it's stuck at that 600. Like 3,000 is better, but it still gave me a little bit of that feeling that it was stuck. Purple is falling. Purple is always falling over. It's always something. If it's not steel, it's red circuits. If it's not red circuits, it's steel. Oh, look at that. It's steel. Oh, wow. Well, that's my own fault for building low-density structures. Well, I'm actually building the sulfuric acid locally. I pipe the water. I could pipe the sulfuric acid up, but it's amazing. Like, I got 28 of these. 24, sorry. All they need is one chemical plant to fully saturate them. It's amazing. I love it. Yeah, steel has definitely fallen off the edge of a bridge, but I think after I get all of this yellow science done, I'm going to go through and get all of it. I think it's good because I'm going to shore up this base, and I'm going to start hitting this steel plate productivity nice and hard. Mining productivity as well. I'll keep working on that. That'll be good, but I'd love to get steel plate productivity up to like level 10. So it's just plus 100%. It's just double and double. And maybe, I don't know, keep pushing it, something like that. This sort of thing is the sort of thing that can make a Megabase really a lot better, like a lot easier, I guess you could say, a lot less painful. But yeah, and that's why it's good to have a really good base early on, so you can sort of get it, and then once you got it, you can sort of say, okay, I'm going to mess around on the volcano planet. While I'm doing that, I'm going to get a few levels of steel plate productivity, and you're actually making progress because you had the investment to make a good base on the planet. So I'm actually really like this particular research, because it means that my home base is not just sitting idle while I'm spending 5 hours mucking around on the volcano planet. It's actually doing something. And even if I spend 50 hours on the planet, it'll continue to do stuff because it's infinite. I start to get some of these knocked off. That's infinite as well, but it's infinite for space signs. I just want to get them out of the way, really. As I said, I got enemies turned off, so I don't need them, but yeah. So I'm going to get this base fixed up. I'm going to get some more mines. Maybe I'll just chuck down a few mines at once. Because the beautiful thing about having all the loading stations with the same name is I can just chuck down 3 or 4 more stations. Boom, 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 boom. And then they'll last for like another 10, 20 hours or something like that. No issue. And there's plenty of big deposits like 9.1, 5.8, 3.5. Like this one, 2 million. All I've had is this deposit and this little one over here, or my starting deposit, which they're all gone. I've mined them all out. No, sorry. Copper ore, 130, still going. Okay, that's impressive. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, it just became nighttime and my goggles just turned on. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Pipe mechanics, I started using pipe mechanics. They're pretty sweet. In one particular situation, I had a pipe that was so long, I had to put a pump in the middle. I think it was this water pipe, actually. I tried to get the water pipe all the way down here, and it started complaining. So if I get rid of this, and I put this here, you can see it goes red. Pipeline has been overextended. So yeah, there is a limit to the length that a pipe can be. But you just put a pump in there, and it's all good. So I've used very little pumps, mainly just for... I put a pipe here to make sure that these guys got nicely emptied so the train can unload. There's not really a big cache here, there's just one over there. This is actually beautiful. I did have to add a lot more infrastructure to get it up to that point, but as I said, because the green circuits are so dead, that's probably why that's all backed up. But anyway, oh my god, green science. I got to go create a copper mine. Actually, I got to go have dinner, but after that, I'll go create a copper mine. And yeah, so next episode, I'm going to aim next episode to be on the space platform. There's really nothing else special that's going to happen. I think maybe I'll build a nuclear power plant. Maybe I won't. I know it's a mega base, but it's like a 1K SPM Megabase, so I don't know if I really need to go ham on the solar power. And to be honest, I mean, maybe there's another way of producing power further down that's like way better than a solar panel. Like there's fusion in here somewhere. I can't remember exactly. Oh, here we go, fusion reactor. There it is, right there. So yeah, I don't know how this works. It's got ammonia and a quantum processor. The quantum processors look pretty scary. That's a whole lot of crazy stuff in there. I don't know what it is. There's like fluoroketone cold and fluoroketone hot. I think there's a liquid like that in the thermofluid in the space exploration mod, which it sort of kind of sounds similar to. So it's probably like that. But yeah, maybe, I mean, I won't worry. I'll get enough power to get me by. And I mean, for now, I got enough coal, so I can just keep putting on some more steam engines. and get it over the line, because right now steam engines are doing a pretty great job. I'm not going to go nuts on nuclear, but I will, maybe I will, because I need a couple of those little nuclear fuel cells to get the fission equipment in my backpack. So I'll need a little bit of nuclear, but I mean Kovarex. Do I really need Kovarex? Where is Kovarex anyway? Kovarex requires space anyway, so I can't do that. But yeah, I should be able to get enough nuclear fuel. Uranium. I should be able to get enough uranium fuel cells to make my portable fission stuff. Where's that little fission thing? A couple of these. Chuck in my backpack, and that'll be good. And I haven't seen any life support stuff yet for the space platform, so I'm not sure about that. But anyway, that's been good enough. We're up to 40 minutes. I've been talking for a long time. But it's a pretty good base. It's a pretty good vanilla base. Other than the trains and the fluids, nothing really special going on at the moment. But I like the trains. There's so much potential for these interrupts. I still don't know if I'm going to have, like... I think I'm going to have, like, a waiting bay at some point. I'm still not sure how I'll do that yet, but I'll probably get that set up at some point. Maybe I'll have a waiting bay in between coal load and coal unload. Or maybe I don't know. I actually don't know. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. If I start getting into a situation where I need constant trains coming in and just unloading one after another in here, then I might just have to build a waiting bay. I could probably fit a waiting bay here for probably about 4 or 5 trains, and then I'll whack the train limited here up to 2, and then I'll just say Bob's your uncle. That's probably the easiest bet. And then I'll do what I said for these other ones. I'll put the train limit up depending on how many resources are waiting in there. And then I can have like 3 or 4 copper trains for a system where they only are unloading 2 copper stations. That sounds like a good solution, actually. So I'll need to go and do that. I'll go do that before the next episode, if I remember. But anyway, that's pretty much it. So yeah, extending the train network a bit, firming up the base, getting some of that steel productivity going. And yeah, next time I talk to you, I will be in a space. I'll be in space on a platform. And this base will be looking a lot more... It'll look pretty much the same, but you won't see these huge ass empty belts. I promise you, these were all full before. These are all very full. I'm not sure if I can get steel full as well. Probably not, but I'll try and get to 100% productivity. That'll be sweet. Anyway, I'm going to finish the video off now. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys later.